to this beautiful Friday morning on Emirate Radio. You are listening to Newspaper Review on Emirate Radio, and I'm your beautiful host, Latifa Ibrahim Arawana. Come with me on this beautiful newspaper review this morning. So the paper we are looking into this morning is the Daily Post, Vanguard, The Guardian, The Royal News, Punch, and Daily Trust. So stay with me. So the first paper we're using this morning on the newspaper review will have The Guardian. All exams in Nigeria will be 100% CBT by 2027. The federal government has a 2027 target for transitioning its examination system to 100% computer-based testing (CBT). Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa disclosed this during inauguration of the Committee on Improvement of Quality Examinations in Nigeria in Abuja on Thursday. Alausa said that the committee was tasked with the responsibility of addressing key challenges in the education sector, standardize examination practices, and ensure fairness and quality. On the Guardian newspaper, Ondo government 5 million naira crops. A brewing crisis between herders and farmers in Igbaraoke, Ifedore local council of Ondo State, has been diffused by the state government following the alleged destruction of crops worth 265 million naira by cows on a farmland managed by the Owena Dams Farmers Association. With tensions rising over the development, the aggrieved farmer had accused herders of deliberately cattle to graze indiscriminately on farmland, which resulted in the purported destruction of 25% of the farmlands. On the Guardian newspaper this morning, only 6,000 medical consultants left in Nigeria, says MDCAN. The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria has revealed a concerning decline in the number of medical consultants in the country, with only 6,000 remaining as of February 2024. Disclosing this during the association's National Executive Council meeting in Ilorin yesterday, MDCAN President Professor Muhammad outlined the alarming trend, noting that 1,300 consultants have left Nigeria in the last 5 years due to the Japa syndrome, a phenomenon where professionals migrate for better opportunities abroad. Muhammad highlighted that with an aging workforce, the situation is set to worsen. Around 1,700 consultants are over 55, meaning that within the next 5 years, they will retire, further depleting our healthcare workforce, he said. Vanguard this morning, toddlers burnt alive in locked room. Two siblings have been roasted to death in a fire incident that gutted their home at Oluwatoyi quarters in Akure, the Ondo State capital. The toddlers, aged 3 and 5, were said to have been locked inside a room by their mother and went to the market. The two siblings were burnt beyond recognition in the fire incident. According to sources, on hearing of the children's death, their father collapsed and was rushed to the hospital by the neighbors. Newsmen learned that the fire incident started at about 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday and burnt the children alive before help could come their way. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, telecom tariff will be reviewed periodically, says Edu. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has said the tariff in the telecommunications sector will be reviewed periodically. Edun spoke to Arise TV yesterday at the ongoing 2025 World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, recalled that Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) had on Monday granted approval to telecos to implement a 50% tariff hike. The move sparked several reactions, including the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) criticizing the federal government for approving the increase. And the Vanguard kidnappers. Operatives of the Ogun State Police Command yesterday raided a kidnapper's den in a crack of AIG Akim Odumosu, retired, who was kidnapped last week. Two kidnappers were killed during the rescue operation after kidnappers reportedly engaged the operatives in a gun duel. Alaafin designates yet to begin traditional rites. A report that Alaafin designates Prince Akim Owade had put traditional rites that usually precede the crowning of a new Alaafin on hold. The head of Oyo Prince, Chief Mukaila Afonja, yesterday said the new Alaafin has not commenced any seclusion rites. He assured that the normal rites that all Alaafin usually undergo will start immediately. The 46th Alaafin returns from Canada. Speaking with the Vanguard on a telephone interview. Recall that Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State had presented a certificate and a staff of office to the new Alaafin at the executive chamber of the governor's office. The governor also said all those who were trying to disturb the selection process by allegedly collecting money will be prosecuted. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, pastor's corpse found in his residence 15 months after declared missing. Residents of Osiri Isaacs of Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, thrown into bewilderment following the discovery of the skeleton a 45-year-old preacher, Esere Okilo, in his residence some 15 months after he was declared missing. The skeleton was discovered by one of his concerned female relatives who was having accommodation issues and decided to check on the residence of his brother by looking through the window and found the skeleton of his brother sitting on the toilet with only his singlet. The discovery, which occurred on Wednesday night, threw residents into panic as many claimed they were not aware and did not perceive any foul odor of a decomposing corpse. Nigeria will lead Africa's growth with education and agriculture, says Shettima. Vice President Kashim Shettima has said Nigeria's dedication to harnessing the potential of its youth, investing in education, and advancing smart agriculture were necessary strategies that will go a long way in tackling global and domestic challenges. The Vice President said that African youths were central to the transformation to a continental level. Speaking at the Financial Times Global Risk Roundtable at the ongoing 2025 World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, Vice President Shettima said the word for crisis in Chinese is Wei Di. Wei stand for danger, while Di stand for opportunity. Yes, we have challenges, but those challenges are pregnant with opportunities to re-engineer our society and build back better. Lastly, on Vanguard paper this morning, we have court prescribes Lakurawa sect, declares its terrorist organization. A federal high court in Abuja yesterday prescribed the Lakurawa sect and declared it a terrorist organization. The court also designated other similar groups in any part of Nigeria, especially in the north of the country, as terrorist organization. Justice James Omotosho, in a ruling on an ex parte originating summons filed by the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, San declared, it is hereby ordered as follows, that any order is hereby made declaring the activities of the Lakurawa sect and other similar groups in any part of Nigeria, especially in the northwest and north central regions of Nigeria, as acts of terrorism and illegality. This morning on newspaper, we have NNDC to establish 3 dairy centers in northern Nigeria. The chairman of the New Nigeria Development Company, Malam Lamis Dikko, has disclosed that the company is embarking on an industrial revolution in northern Nigeria, focusing particularly on the agricultural sector. He revealed that the NNDC, in collaboration with foreign partners, is conducting feasibility studies to establish 3 dairy centers across the northern region. The initiative, he said, aims to boost livestock activities and enhance the economic viability of the sector. Trust newspaper this morning. Northern education crisis threatens food security, says Babangida Aliyu. The former governor of Niger State, Dr. Muazu Babangida Aliyu, has raised concern over the severe shortage of qualified teachers in northern Nigeria, warning that the region's education crisis is undermining efforts to address food insecurity. Speaking on Thursday at the 22nd Daily Trust Dialogue held at the NAF Conference Center in Abuja with the theme Food Security, Availability or Affordability, Aliyu emphasized the need for targeted educational reforms to revitalize agriculture and tackle hunger in the country. That the twin challenge of inadequate education and ineffective agriculture policy must be addressed to secure Nigeria's future. On Daily's paper this morning, we have Tinubu's administration about Nigerians, not party. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is not about party, but changing the lives of Nigerians. Wike stated this while inaugurating the 5-kilometer dualized Kuje Township Road from Tipa Garage Junction to LEA Secretariat in Kuje Area Council, Abuja. He explained that the execution of various people-oriented projects across the 6th Area Council was in fulfillment of Tinubu's campaign promises to residents of Abuja. Newspaper this morning, government approves 4 billion naira cash transfers for vulnerable households. The federal government has approved 4 billion naira for conditional cash transfers to vulnerable households in Nigeria during the launch of 2025 Nigeria Humanitarian Needs and Response Plan at the United Nations House in Abuja on Thursday. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Professor Nintawe Yuwade, announced the intervention to address the country's deepening humanitarian crisis. This move is expected to support at least 10 million displaced households, primarily targeting the most vulnerable members of the community. Passengers killed in Kwara auto crash. No fewer than 15 lives were reportedly lost in a multiple auto accidents involving a trailer and another vehicle in the Okolowo area of the Ilorin-Jeba Expressway in Kwara State. Our correspondent gathered that several others sustained injuries varying in the auto crash. According to eyewitness accounts, the accidents involved two vehicles, a trailer with registration number AYE218XC, which collided with another commercial vehicle with registration number TTN556XA. The two vehicles, according to the accounts, were traveling in opposite directions when they had the head-on collision on Wednesday evening. Police post 10,000 constables planned 30,000 annual recruitment. The 10,000 police constables recruited last year by the Nigerian police force passed out of various police colleges on Thursday after training for 6 months. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, disclosed that the new policemen had been posted to their states of origin for community policing. He added that the force was targeting 30,000 annual recruitments in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's approval. At the passing out parade at the police training school Bauchi on Thursday, Egbetokun said the new personnel will boost the Nigerian police capacity, saying that they have been of origin for community policing. Subscribers meet NCC Labour as Labour mobilizes for shutdown. The National Association of Telecommunication Subscribers will engage the Nigerian Communication Commission on Friday, seeking a possible reversal of the 50% telecom tariff hike to 10% as the Nigerian Labour Congress signals readiness for protest. The federal government approved a 50% increase after operators initially requested a 100% hike. However, subscribers are pushing for a 10% adjustment, and if talks fail, they plan to file a lawsuit next week to challenge the decision. The hike, the first in over a decade, is aimed at revitalizing the struggling telecom sector, which contributes about 14% to Nigeria's economy and has continued to spark widespread debate and controversies. Lastly, on the Punch newspaper this morning, 16 core members face sanctions as 1,268 complete service in Gombe. Gombe State's coordinator of National Youth Service Corps, Chinwe Nwachukwu, on Thursday praised 1,268 Batch A Stream 1 core members deployed to the state for completing their service year. Nwachukwu added that 16 others will face disciplinary sanction, while 21 are to be remobilized for varying offenses. The coordinator made this disclosure in her farewell speech at the zonal office during a low-key passing out ceremony. A copy of the speech was obtained by our correspondent in Gombe State. 1,268 Batch A Stream 1 core members are passing out. Those with disciplinary cases are 16 and 21 for remobilization, she said. While lauding the 1,268 core members, Nwachukwu added, "My dear compatriots of the 2024 Batch A Stream 1 service year, I heartily salute you for the successful completion of your sojourn in Gombe State for the one-year mandatory national service to the nation and humanity at large." And lastly, on today's newspaper review, we have the royal news. Popular Nigerian cleric Amir Kamaruddin Ajala is dead. The Nigerian Muslim community has been thrown into mourning following the death of renowned Muslim scholar Amir Kamaruddin Ajala. A family source told Muslim News that Amir Ajala, who was also the chief executive officer, Hajj Mansur Consolidated Travels Limited, returned to Allah in the evening of Thursday. He wasn't observed his Salatul Maghrib and returned home to to observe Salatul Isha when he slumped. He was rushed to the Lagos Island Hospital where he was pronounced dead. A family member who has access to the late Muslim scholar's phone confirmed the passing of Amir Ajala. Information has it that Salatul Janaza funeral prayers will be held for late Amir Ajala on Friday, January 24th, Sokumbo Street, Lagos Island by 8 o'clock a.m. Still on the Royal newspaper this morning, Adedoyin was properly convicted and sentenced to death. The death sentence of hotelier Ramon Adedoyin has been upheld by the Court of Appeal in Akure, Ondo State. Adedoyin Adegoke was sentenced to death in connection with the murder of Timothy Adegoke, a former master student at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. In its ruling on Thursday, the appellant's court affirmed the decision of the Osun State High Court, which earlier convicted Adedoyin and sentenced him to death. And lastly, on the royal news this morning, Ilorin-Jeba Expressway accidents unfortunate and worrisome, says the Emir. The Emir of Ilorin and Chairman Kwara State Traditional Rulers Council, Mai Martaba Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, CFR, has expressed sadness over the massive loss of lives in the road accident which occurred at Okolowo along Ilorin-Jeba Expressway on Wednesday. Alhaji Sulu Gambari, in a condolence message issued by his spokesperson Malam Abdulaziz Arona on Thursday, disclosed that it is indeed a colossal, unfortunate and worrisome situation. And that brings us to the end of this week's newspaper review. Thank you for listening, and I am Latifa Ibrahim Arona.